How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Shining Empathy. My name is Joel, and this is your weekly reading for January 9th to the 15th of 2017. Oh, it's going to be hard to get used to 2017. Okay, so I hope you all, first of all, I hope you all are having a good start to your new year. Mercury retrograde will be ending soon-ish, so we have that to look forward to. Other than that, I don't think there's anything that need to mention as far as the energies that are going around right now. I think I'm just going to get into the reading. The intention, this is for anyone who is watching this video. Let them get some message for the week ahead. What do we need to know? Jumper. Love and accept yourself. All right. So keeping the love and accept yourself in mind. Actually, even before I start doing the spread, I feel like I'm getting a lot of these messages right now in the cards, just from conversations I'm having with people, trends I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of needing to get into that space of just accepting everything as it is, accepting yourself, your life, the whole situation, accepting everything as it is, and loving yourself for it anyway. Okay? That's not an easy thing to do, but if you can get into that space, everything just sort of melts away. All the stresses of what you need to do, should be doing, should. All that stuff just sort of falls away. And it just kind of, the body can relax, the mind can relax, the heart can relax, everything can just breathe and relax. So really try and get into the love and accept yourself and accept everything in your life as it is. Regardless of if you think it needs to be fixed or changed, try and accept everything as it is. Make peace with it. And yourself. So first line is for body. So it looks like we're learning something new about our bodies this week. Possibly even more literal. We're literally maybe, some of you may be taking some courses in physiology, biology, learning literally more about the body. Or maybe it's just a matter of, through circumstances, you are learning more about the body itself. But there's a challenge here, meaning it's either we're finding it difficult to learn this, we aren't learning it. I'd say we're probably just finding it difficult to learn whatever it is we need to be learning about the body right now, about what's going on there. The body, and this isn't surprising given the change and transformation that I've seen coming through from the other layers that's sort of just been trickling down. Change and transition is in our strength spot. Just keep in mind that with whatever's going on with your body right now, whatever it's teaching you, whatever it is that you're learning, and I'd say that's probably the likeliest of the case that our bodies are teaching us something right now and we're having a hard time learning that. Keep in mind that everything is in change and transition right now, and that's come down from the higher layers. I've watched it sort of trickle down from spirit, heart, mind, all the way down to body. So keep in mind that everything's in transition. It's been coming down through the layers, and the reason why the body's in transition right now and all these ailments, issues are coming up is because change is happening on a spiritual, emotional level as well. Even in the mind, as far as our thinking patterns go, change is happening. So if you can just bear that in mind while we're dealing with anything that the body's trying to teach us, and it can teach us, often teaches us through things that aren't necessarily the most enjoyed, like ailments, physical ailments, pains, aches and pains, physical stuff that we can actually see, like blemishes. The body has a way of teaching us certain things on a subconscious level, because we're not necessarily going to look at it and say, oh, what are you teaching me? Even though that's something I would recommend doing, to sit down and actually meditate on it. What are you teaching me? Most people don't do that, but on a subconscious level, our bodies are teaching us things. So let's move up to mind. Actually, sorry guys, meant to pan the camera down for you, my bad. So for mind. All right. So we're having trouble taking a step back. We're latched on to something. We're thinking about something, maybe even obsessing about something. And we're just kind of going around and around and around with it. If maybe it's something that we are trying to solve a problem, trying to think our way out of, or we feel like we want to make a move, but we're very much in that place of creating obstacles for ourselves, or we only see obstacles. But at the same time, we have that feeling of, I want to move, I need to move. So if we're feeling trapped, essentially what we need to do is take a step back. We need to just stop. We need to breathe. We need to take a step back from those thought patterns, okay, and what's happening in our mind right now. But what we're not doing is exactly that, taking a step back. So the cards are saying trustworthy friends, the people who you know you can depend on, who you know you can talk to, who aren't going to judge you. You need to make contact and be with those people right now. It's those people who are going to help you get out of your head, give you some clarity, some peace, and some quiet, either through you just kind of venting with them, or maybe even just being in their company will sort of bring you down into that vibration, get you out of that noise and that chaos. But connect with your trustworthy friends this week, and that should help with taking a step back from what's going on in the mind and going around and around. All right, let's see what's in the heart. The heart is asking us, it is pleading that we shine our light, that we do what we feel in our hearts that we want to do, that we know that when we do it, we shine, that we feel ourselves shine out. We see others react to how we are in that state, and we attract people when we are doing what it is that our hearts want us to do. However, we are being challenged with doing that very thing. We are not necessarily doing what our hearts are asking us to do, what we feel we want to do, what we deeply desire. And it sounds like it's because we don't feel safe. It sounds like it's because maybe either with resources, money, time, whatever the case may be, or maybe we feel like we'll be judged if we do what we really want to be doing. I mean, I can even just use myself as an example. When you put yourself out there, like in terms of like, a lot of people in my life did not necessarily know that I read cards. So when I suddenly put myself out there with a channel and on my Facebook, with all these readings and stuff, it was a very exposing moment. And I can remember vividly having dreams the very, very first night that I did this and put myself out there, of having dreams of just being exposed and not feeling necessarily safe. And that's all normal. But what Archangel Michael wants you to know is that you are protected, that the universe has got your back, okay? So even though we're not necessarily going to feel safe as we move through this and as we do what we need to do and we move to what we want to do, know that you are safe, you are protected, you have a spiritual support system, your guides, angels, they are behind you, they are backing you, they are cheering you on, begging you to move forward because you are being protected, okay? So let's move on to spirit. So express your creativity. I mean, being in the spirit spot, I would kind of think that this is a spirit. I mean, we all get into places where we could even say it's not even necessarily mindful unrest, it's almost spiritual unrest. Some of the ways that we can deal with that kind of stuff is through, creativity, expression, right? I'm actually getting more so that we have to be creative in how we express ourselves spiritually, and I think that's very tied to shine your light. Maybe some of us don't even know how it is that we shine. I think we have to get creative in how we express ourselves, our light, and our spirituality, whatever that means to you. Because a lot of people aren't spiritual these days. A lot of people aren't necessarily atheist either. They probably sit more in the agnostic category, but they don't necessarily know what spirituality is. And to me, spirituality is something that has to be experienced. That's why spirituality is so unique to every individual. It's not something that can be necessarily written down in a book and everyone can learn it, because it is very, very based on your experience with divine, with your inner spark, whatever that means to you. So we're being challenged right now in ways to express that, I think, and we have to get creative about it, but we're not. Healthy choices is coming up as a strength there. So what that says to me is, especially when it comes up in spirit, not necessarily just physical, this isn't about, making better choices with food or with money necessarily, or, the things that are very physical and worldly. This is about making better spiritual choices, following what you feel in your heart, and even beyond that, on a spiritual, vibrational level, what you feel is right. Making choices that resonate better with that, not necessarily what is in this physical world, that the system, that people around you, your family, friends are all telling you what you need to be doing because, look, you got to pay those bills, you got to do this, you got to do that. Sure, yes, all those things do have to be done, but it doesn't mean that we can't make the choices we need to do to be spiritually healthy, okay? So the cards are urging us to really think in terms of not just physical health or emotional or mental health, but spiritual health right now. Because this it's not necessarily that your spirit can become ill. It has more to do, I sort of think of the spirit as sort of untouchable in that sense, because I feel like once we are out of these bodies, like it's very, it doesn't take much to heal the spirit. It's the body more than anything that can become ill. But in terms of healthy choices for spirit, it just means kind of aligning our choices here with spirit, okay? And getting in touch with what those needs are, okay? So it's not something that I can tell you how to do. I mean, obviously meditation, getting to a quiet space to really kind of hear your intuition and your higher self. But I think when something presents itself to you, be it an opportunity, a desire, it vibrates with you in a certain way. It'll resonate, and you'll want it, or you'll know it to be true, or you'll know that, even though it goes against everything that you've been taught, you know that it's probably the right choice for you, whatever that is. So I think that's what this is talking about this week. So we need different ways to express ourselves spiritually. And if we want to think about just ways that we can express ourselves, think about what resonates as a healthy spiritual choice for you, okay? Let's see what is in the works for our message from Spirit. Peace and harmony. So this isn't necessarily a time for conflict right now, or aggressive confrontation or anything like that. This is very much, I feel like we've been getting a lot of this peace and harmony, just kind of peaceful warrior. We're not necessarily doing anything aggressively right now. Actions maybe need to be taken aggressively, like if an opportunity presents itself and you have, a very small window of time to act on that, obviously that requires aggressive action. But I feel like this is much more in terms of our landscape, our personal landscape, our home landscape, our inner landscape, just trying to maintain a certain peace and harmony right now. And really what resonates as peace and harmony, if you're doing something that's countering, that's counteracting that's certainly working against that doesn't make you feel peace and harmony, then maybe it's time to make some new choices, whether that's your job, where you are in your life, the way you're thinking about things, or feelings, whatever that may be. But we need to create more peace and harmony in our lives right now, okay? Because it's certainly not very abundant necessarily when we look at the world through the eyes of media, social media. It doesn't feel like a lot of peace and harmony. So we have to do our very best to maintain a certain amount of peace and harmony on an individual basis, okay? So try and find that this week. And again, as a side note, really try and love and accept yourself. And that means accepting everything about yourself, your situation, your life as it is. There's no blame. It's sort of about taking responsibility, but in that moment you can also forgive yourself, because there's not even anything to necessarily forgive, because everything just is, and that's okay. All right? So love and accept everything, everything just as it is. Wow, that's kind of an intense reading for this week. So, So I hope that was good for you guys. I hope you guys got something out of it. And my usual routine, please go ahead and like the video if you did enjoy the reading, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Shining Empathy. And as I've said before many times, I'm available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Shining Empathy, although I am most active on my Facebook page more than anything, and a little bit on my Instagram. So yeah, if you want to check me out there, please feel free. And until next time, everyone, I will see you then. Love and light to you all. Bye for now.